How's it going, fam? Welcome back to Erica's EDC, and today we're doing a review of the JG Craftshop 8-inch belt knife. I don't know what happened here in New Hampshire. We had 80 degrees, sunny, beautiful. Now it's freezing again. I'm pretty sure our weather is bipolar here, so sorry about the hoodie. It is very chilly, but guys, I've been using this knife for over a month now, and I'm truly impressed with it. So we're going to do the full review, well, almost the full review. I didn't have to sharpen it, so I can't do the full review, but this is as close to a full review as I can do on this beautiful knife here. And this is an 8-inch belt knife. As you can see, kind of more of a hunting style, but we're going to get into that. Yeah, full review after a month of use. I think we should look at the attention to detail first before we get into all of the talking. So I'm going to flip the camera around. We're going to take a nice close look at the symmetry, the fit and finish, all that stuff, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty. So keep in mind that Jake, the maker of this knife, has only been making for 1 year. 1 year, and this is what he's producing. Absolutely impressive. He does really, really nice edges. Like I said, I didn't have to sharpen it. Beautiful handle work. Love how we have that flat spot right here. Nice, tight fit and finish, just like your mom. Love the laser etching there, JG Craftshop and CPM S35VN. Really like that. Let's check out that plunge grind. Perfection. That's hard. Also, let's check out that symmetry right there of those scales. Look at that. No gaps, no separation. Everything's nice and even. Absolutely stunning, stunning work. Nice rounded spine, as it is not supposed to strike a ferro rod. It's more of a hunting knife, but also an EDC knife. Just absolutely beautiful. So as you can see, for Jake being such a young maker, he really is clearly passionate about knives. This has beautiful fit and finish, great geometry, incredible handle ergonomics, a really, really nice knife. Now, this may look a little unique or funky to you if you are not familiar with Canadian belt knives or American belt knives, but let's just talk about some of the different types of hunting knives that we have available to us as consumers. So this is the type of hunting knife where we have an offset handle, and this allows for a little more finger clearance. You get this nice rocking motion in food processing, and it kind of just naturally flows with your hand and your arm for sweeping motions, processing game. A great example of this, and also a huge inspiration to to Jake, is Greg's knife. This is from Deer Rock Knives, and everybody knows Greg from Deer Rock Knives, and he makes these incredible hunting knives, EDC knives, but one of his most popular models is this belt knife here. He makes a little 3-inch one like this. He also makes a larger one. He also makes the Skinner Dan, and these knives have an offset handle, an upswept blade, and it really just makes that sweeping motion of processing game super easy. Jake has said that Greg is a huge inspiration to his work, and as you can see, the 8-inch belt knife is kind of just a larger version with Jake's twist to one of Greg's belt knives. They definitely aren't as mainstream as some of the other types of hunting knives, and we'll just go over a couple here. You guys know we have knives like Neckers, which are little, thin, lightweight hunting knives. This is a Necker from Joe Colton, the Carter Necker. This is also really good for processing fish. It's just super thin, super skinny. In the same realm of skinny knives, we have the Trappers as well. This is a Trapper from Goathead Knives. So we've got that really skinny blade, kind of like a bird and trout style for processing smaller game, getting into tight spaces. And then as you move up, we have knives more like the Hunter from Baby Moon Blades. This is a little more beefy. This is one of my designs. This is the Chum from Duckhead Forge. And I designed this to be an outdoors knife and a hunting knife. This is definitely a larger knife, but again, you kind of see these curvatures to these knives. And probably the most common style of hunting knife is some sort of drop point with a good amount of belly. Okay, this is the Wapiti, I think it is. Wapiti Hunter from Caleb's Cleavers. Another beautiful one. This is a big, beefy knife. But this is also a Hunter, and a lot of people are pretty familiar with these. I don't feel that this style is as mainstream or as popular. It does look like a lot of butcher knives that I've seen, but again, just in the mainstream community, this style isn't as well known, I guess. And it's funny because it's probably out of all of them the most comfortable and useful. I really like that you get that rocking motion, and I really like the offset handle that you have. So I used this for a whole month. The only thing I didn't get to do was sharpen it because it didn't need it, which is a good sign, okay? So this is CPM S35VN at 60 to 61 HRC, heat treated by Brandon Park, but all the rest is done by Jake in his shop. He's a one-man band over there. He's a young maker. He's doing it all in Washington on his own. And this knife was a pleasure to experience and use. We've got 13 thou BTE, so nice and thin and slicey. Great geometry. He put a razor edge on it, and it still has a really good edge. I didn't have to strop it. I didn't have to sharpen it. And for S35VN, that's pretty impressive because usually with that steel, I have to touch it up at least once a week. So I think between Jake's geometry and Brandon's heat treat, they just really have this one dialed in. There was nothing about this knife that I didn't enjoy. It is definitely a little large for me, but that's not a big deal. This could be an EDC knife for someone. For me, it kind of can't because it's just too big. It's not like overly large for me, but it's really pushing it. But for game processing, the dog food processing, it's perfect. I processed everything from organs to whole chickens to big slabs of beef, turkey necks, all kinds of things. And this was just incredible to use. Very easy to maneuver in hand, super comfortable even if you want to do detailed work. It was really nice having that upswept blade for the dog food processing, especially the chickens, because I've filmed that whole thing before and you can go watch those videos, but going around the joints to separate like the wings and the drumsticks off of the rest of the chicken, it's just really nice having that upswept blade to just whip around. You don't really have to think about it. It's a great design. The micarta was nice and grippy the whole time. No hot spots. I did do some bushcraft stuff with it too. It's not intended for that, but Jake said I could literally do whatever I wanted with it. I did some feather sticks. You can't really strike a ferro rod because it's not meant for that. It's got a smooth spine, but I did some feather sticks, some light batoning. It did incredible. It definitely has the blade length for it and the blade stock. You know, it's not going to break on you. Just a beautiful, ergonomic, simple design. No frills, no crazy stuff, but just a true user of a knife. I have nothing Nothing bad to say. I have no constructive criticism. It came with a Kydex sheath. Actually, no, you know what? Maybe I do have just one word. The sheath. The sheath, and I already told Jake this, he already knows. The sheath was really, really tight to the point where I can't get the knife out. So I'm actually running it in just a plain leather sheath that I have. I cannot get this knife out of the Kydex when I put it in there. It did come with like a nice little tech lock thing. I just can't get the knife in and out. It's way too tight. But aside from that, the literal knife itself is flawless. It's only the Kydex that just needs to be tweaked a little bit. And like I said, I already told him that. For a maker that has only been doing this for a year, it is shocking how well he does. I have knives from people that have been making for 3, 5, 7 years, and they're not to this level of craftsmanship and performance. It's truly an absolutely beautiful knife that really, really performs well. Truly. And just look at the symmetry, look at the fit and finish on this. He really has an eye for this. So it's just a great knife. If you're looking for a game processing knife, or if you have large hands and you can EDC something like this, I really suggest trying these belt knives that have the offset handle and the upswept blade. They just work really well. I can't wait to see how he grows as a maker. Granted, I don't even know how he can really get better. It's that good. I can't wait to see where he goes as a maker. He's young, he's new to this, so I hope that you guys enjoyed that review. I hope that you go and support him. The small makers, the small custom makers are the ones that I really enjoy showing on the channel. And I don't mean small as like they're any less than anybody else. What I'm saying is a lot of the custom makers that I show, they're one person doing everything, all on their own. That's what I mean by small. They don't have a group of people helping them. It's one person. So for Jake to be able to do this as a one-man band, you know, only having a year of experience, it's really, really impressive. I can't wait to see where he goes. Please go support Jake over at JG Craftshop if you're in the market for a really nice slicey hunting knife. I will link his Instagram down below. He really deserves our support. Even if you just message him and say like, hey, I saw your knife on Erica's EDC and it's amazing, like great job, keep up the good work. You know, you don't always have to place an order if you don't have the money, but at least, you know, give them a little love, a little bit of encouragement. You have to remember these makers are the up and coming ones that are going to be, you know, kind of making the best of the best in the community for the next period of time. They cycle through, right? Eventually makers get kind of too old and they retire from the craft and they just do it as like a side hobby, and you have new people come in, and you know, I think Jake's one of those people that's really going to get to the level of a true artisan, a true craftsman that has completely conquered the game. And he's going to get there by us cheering him on, placing orders, supporting him. So, Jake, thank you so much for sending this along. It was really, really fun to use. I absolutely love it. This one will never leave the collection. I'm really, really proud of you. Keep up the good work. With that being said, go use your shit. Learn how to sharpen your knives. I'll see you guys on the next video. I love you so much, fam. Take care.